After the American Revolution, northern states rapidly established schools to preserve the freedoms that were fought for. In the early 1800s, Massachusetts began electing school committees to run the schools, a model that spread to the rest of the nation. And significant changes came after World War II, with new federal dollars supporting programs like school lunches and special education. But while public education and funding has evolved, the process still centers on local communities setting up systems to support students in local classrooms.
Our whole emphasis is to have students leave us, to graduate, and be very capable, confident 21st century learners.
Wendy Sinnett is superintendent of the La Cañada Unified School District in Los Angeles County, San Gabriel Valley. In the world of school governance, the superintendent is the CEO of the school district, implementing the vision of the school board on a day-to-day basis.
All school board members are elected by the community, by the city of La Cañada through a public election, and we're tasked with governance and oversight over the school district.
David Segal is the president of the La Cañada board, heading up a district with 3 elementary schools, a middle school, and high school. While this district has only 4,000 students, it deals with all of the issues faced by much larger communities.
We get involved with the curriculum. A good example, we get involved when we buy textbooks. We review the textbooks before they're purchased, the materials that are used in the classroom.
From my perspective, you want to make sure that all the board policies and administrative regulations of a district are overseen and implemented.
The school board says what, and the superintendent determines how. I also think that you can't downplay the role of listening, either as superintendent or school board, to be listening to their local constituencies, to be listening to students, stakeholder groups, their community at large. That's when magic happens.
Local communities now have more ability than ever to get involved under the state's new local control funding formula. To access those state funds, districts must engage people in the community to write a local control and accountability plan, nicknamed the LCAP. The plan sets goals and an overall vision for the school district.
Through various community meetings, we did surveys in the community to find what are the important things you'd like to see emphasized in the governance of the district.
La Cañada's LCAP committee included more than 24 people invited to participate in the decision-making process.
There was always, in the past, there's always parents who want to be engaged and involved, but it's not as broad. I feel like there's a broader involvement here in La Cañada. When
you ask parents what they want from their schools, they'll tell you 2 things. The first thing they mention, they want their students to be safe. The second thing is they want their students to learn.
It gave us an opportunity to really focus on our students and what we need. And class size reduction is one of those things that's always come up in conversations, but it was the first time we were all in the same room to really talk about it.
Opening up the process to the community also brought in viewpoints that might not otherwise be heard.
We had 2 students who mentioned conservation and wanting that to be part of the LCAP, and we've had some of those goals come to fruition.
Government, good, right? It says it right here in the quote, right?
The LCAP plan must adhere to 8 priorities set by the state, such as implementing Common Core standards and improving student outcomes. It's just one example of the ways in which the state of California has a governing role.
It is confusing because the idea is it's supposed to be locally governed. You have state legislature that creates laws that affect it. You've got the governor with budgets that affect the governance of schools, and then you've got the federal government.
The federal government has its responsibilities and its expectations, and we in California have ours. We're working very hard as a state board to try to align those so it's a single coherent system. I think the public wants us to do better faster, and I think we do too. And I think it's a long process to do the best we can for every student that comes in our door and to help them leave at the end of high school really college and career ready.